A very good evening, good morning, good afternoon to all of you. I want to welcome all of the viewers coming on. I know that you're coming in from all over the world, so I just want to welcome you. My name is Jian, and if you're zooming in for the very first time, welcome to tonight's training. It's called 28 Days to Feeling a Lot More Beautiful. All right, so I just want to welcome you. If you would kindly put your name into the chat group and then also let us know where you're zooming in from. Now, tonight is going to be a very interesting sharing because I'm not doing this alone. I'm going to be doing this with Joanne, and it's such a privilege to have her. She is actually an avid health and fitness nutrition as well as a health coach, and she never started out that way. You know, a couple of years back, you know, she was struggling a lot with weight, and you know, a couple of months back she was kind enough to open up to me and share with me a little bit about what she experienced growing up, and it was a little bit of a shock to me. And I told her, I said, Joanne, you need to share this. You know, you got to get some of your skeletons out of the closet. So this evening I want to invite her to just open up and share with you a little bit of her own experience, but more importantly, how whatever she went through changed her life and changed her mission to now want to help more people, all right, be a lot more confident in not just their shape or their, you know, we always talk about weight being about our shape, but more so importantly to do about their health. So let's welcome Joanne. Thank you very much for sharing this time with us.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me tonight.
Thank you. So Joanne, we talked a little bit about, you know, weight, and we talked about how you struggled with it. Can you let the viewers know, you know, when exactly in your life did you start struggling with it?
This is a topic I really never wished I needed to broach ever in my life, because it's really been a walk of shame. Rather than me tell you, let me show you, because a lot of people tell me, oh, it's easy for you to look like this, right? But it's never always been this way. So let me just share with you some pictures. Pictures I wish I'd burned.
But thankfully you did.
Yes. Okay, so this was me, if I remember, which I try not to remember, about 15, 16. I was never really like an overweight baby or child, but at 15, 16, everything changed. And you know, being from a convent school, it was really they're not the nicest people. I mean, girls in general, right? So I was called many names, Moonface. My mom called me Lydia Sam. My auntie called me Miss Piggy, and you know, and that started my journey. I'll show you. It started from 16, and then it went on. Okay, I never could really master how to lose weight, and it's always been a yo-yo dieting. I've been like a balloon. One day, few months I'm thin, few months I'm fat, and I'm bloated, and it's been a journey.
So, you know, share with the viewers also one of the things that, you know, a lot of people face, especially when they are a little bit more plump. You know, they tend to deal with a lot of physical, psychological, and even emotional issues. So what was it like for you? I mean, very early on, 16, you are now already in your 40s, right? So,
Coming 50.
I'm glad that you shared that. But what exactly did you experience? You know, did you get bullied? Did that also change your perspective of yourself?
I think the biggest thing that I suffered back then, right till today, I just want to say until today, even despite how I look today, it's a psychological hurdle and challenge that I am still trying to get over. People don't realize sometimes how small comments can actually affect so greatly. You know, I thrive on when people tell me, oh, you look pale, you look tired, you look sick. And to me, these words meant I was thin, you know. Yeah. And when people tell me things like, oh, you look good, you look, you know, prosperous or whatever, and even sometimes kind, goodwill remarks, I took it very negatively, and I had really low self-esteem, because, you know, when you're 16, when how you look really mattered, you know, and people tend to associate being overweight with being lazy. You can't control yourself. You know, you have no self-discipline, and food control you're a glutton, you know, all these, and especially being a girl, right? Yes. And we had like dating and all that, so it really affected my self-esteem, and I was hiding behind this brave front, so to speak, because my mom used to call me Lydia Sam, and in front of people I would say, yeah, I didn't mind, and she's making tons of money, you know, and she was, you know, but behind, it started my journey I was 16.
Yes.
I didn't have money to buy products to lose weight or go to any salons. I started my journey to be a bulimic.
Wow.
You know, I would eat after recess. I would always say I have a tummy ache. I run the toilet and I would like try and plunge my finger as deep as possible. And it was a challenge to throw up. You know, I would tear and I would be gasping and I still can't throw up. And to the point that I did it so well, I didn't really need to do very much, but I couldn't keep my food down as well. Yeah, so it became a real health challenge.
So it started from an emotional thing that became a physical thing, because now you couldn't even control and you couldn't even keep food within your stomach.
Yeah, I couldn't, and I felt very sick often. I didn't do well in school, obviously, because of all the mental and health issues. So it was a real struggle. And to be known, you called me earlier, I'm a health coach, I'm a nutrition and health avid, and this is like so far from what I thought I could ever be. I was known as the encyclopedia for all kind of diets.
Yeah.
I've done the A to Z.
Could you share with us some of this that you tried? I mean, because I'm sure there are people out there who have tried some of these and they might be thinking, does it work for me? Or I've tried it, but why doesn't it work for me?
Okay, so the A, I was anorexic. The B, the bulimic. C, I've done, you know, different brands. I won't mention brands, you know, but so many. What I can tell you though is that all kind of weight loss would fall under 5 major categories. The first is deprivation, of course, right? I get starved myself. I've tried the second part, which is restriction of calories. You know, so I would eat like my mom called it rabbit food or hamster food or whatever, right? And then 3, I'm sure most of you know, right? Restriction of carbohydrates. That worked amazingly, but it totally wrecked my digestive, okay? 4, punishing exercises. Okay, so I've been in and out of hospitals because of my slip disc and I overworked, etc., right? And 5 is I would categorize them as your miracle pills or your fat freeze and your salons. Yeah, so these are the 5 major categories. We all can lose weight.
Well, but one thing that you did mention, I remember you said that temporarily, that was the thing, right?
Yes.
That it doesn't last.
Yes. So people people who knows me, when they need to, back then, when they want to go to a wedding dress or high school alumni and they want to lose weight, and they'll definitely call me because I'm the Wikipedia for weight loss, right? Temporal. They'll ask me, so what works? And I can tell you today, every single one of them works. Everyone, right? The difference is, the only problem is it was not sustainable. And I developed, I can tell you, a really bad relationship with food. I love to cook, I love to eat, but the relationship was bad. When I ate, I felt so bad about myself, like I couldn't control myself. I was a glutton, I felt icky. And when I didn't eat, I was miserable. And when I was going to sleep, you know, I kept thinking about food, especially my carbs, you know, my mashed potatoes, things like that. You know, so it was a struggle. And it's been a struggle all my life. And despite on the days when I dieted and I could fit into a cheongsam or whatever, and I would ask, how do I look? And people keep thinking I'm fishing for compliments, right? But I wasn't, because no matter how thin or how frail or how pale I look, I always look fat. I always look like that picture that all of you saw earlier. I always do that. And do I feel like that today? Well, on some days. I'm a work in progress. But that really, 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 really scarred me emotionally. Yes.
Well, thank you so much, Joanne, for sharing that about the work in progress, because I think a lot of people are struggling with that. And a lot of times when they do the things that are necessary and they fall back, they kind of like forget that they are work in progress. And even till today, you tell me that I'm still a work in progress.
I'm a work in progress.
So if Joanne is in a work in progress, then every one of us could do this. Now, one of the things that I want to ask you is, when did your breakthrough come?
Okay. The breakthrough came when I was chosen to be a pilot program of this amazing program called ZEN. I want to share with you that the timing was perfect because it was like 2 weeks towards Chinese New Year, right? And I typically would be dieting like 2 weeks, exercising and you know, rabbits kind of diet to fit into my cheongsam. And I would typically fit my cheongsam for the first 3-4 days of Chinese New Year with all the bak and everything, right? So I thought, wow, perfect. But I was a bit hesitant because I'm lactose intolerant. I'm sure most of us are. So, and then I said, okay, let me pass the taste test first, because if I can, number one, keep it down for the right reasons, right? Then I would, you know, but I thought it was perfect. And I just thought it was just another diet. Yeah. So that was my turning point.
All right, awesome. And I also want to ask you, because you got to know this person called Mark McDonald. Some of you might have heard of him. He is somebody that's amazing. So I'll let Joanne share a little bit about what was your experience with meeting this person. Who exactly is he?
Mark McDonald, I can say it's my superhero, my Captain America. He's an American, and he is, well, he's the author of the New York's bestseller book, Body Confidence, which I didn't have. It was shredded, right? Body Confidence. He also wrote another book called Why Kids Make You Fat. Exactly that, right? And he's a co-creator for this amazing program called ZEN. So he's also the consultant to CNN and fitness coach to Olympic champions, etc. So he was, and I thought, right, okay, great, it's going to be a perfect program for me to look great during Chinese New Year. And also, you know, my kids were growing up, and they were going through to be teenagers, and I didn't want my daughter especially to face the same issues as me. So I thought, yeah, you know, all these years, if I never mastered weight loss or you know, I mastered camouflage. I was a master of camouflaging, right? Yeah.
Cover up here.
Yeah, exactly. So I decided, you know, if anything else, I need to master. I mean, I tell my kids to master their math and science. So as a mom, you know, I think it was time for me to master our health.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, today, one of the things that we're here for is also to launch in Singapore, ZEN 28.
Yes.
And you were the pilot of ZEN Project 8. So I just want you to just share with everybody what exactly is ZEN 28, and how, for you, how is it different from what you started with, which is ZEN Project 8?
Okay, so what Mark did for me was he brought me back to basics, what I call B2B. So before I deep dive into what's the difference between ZEN Project 8 and ZEN 28, maybe a lot of you might be thinking, okay, great, so we can lose weight, we can gain optimal health, but it's not based on these 5 categories, which everybody will, you know, imagine that weight loss is based on these 5 categories, because, you know, how else can you lose weight? I mean, how else, right? Apart from shaving ourselves, right? So let me just deep dive a little bit into the science of how we do it. And it's amazing, right? Most of us think weight loss as an end goal.
Yes.
As an end goal. I want to just lose 5 kilos. I want to see 45 on my scale.
I want to fit into that bikini.
Exactly, right? What if I change your mindset and say that once you have optimal health, once you gain optimal health, burning fat, weight loss, feeling your best, looking your best, mental clarity becomes a pure side effect.
Wow, that's amazing. So your body becomes the machine.
Yeah, exactly that, right?
Yeah.
So people always say, I mean, my mom used to tell me, look at you. I mean, this is something that's, you know, really hurt me. Look at you. You are what you eat. And people look at you, and this is so, and that's why I felt lousy about myself, because obviously I ate junk to look like junk. I mean, you know what I mean? So, and that's really the essence of it, right? But is that the truth? Okay, friends out there, look at GN and look at myself. If I ate the same food as GN, even till today, I don't think I look the same as GN, right? So it is more than just you are what you eat, but in essence, it's you are what you metabolize. Okay, so let me just share a bit of a science with you right now. Okay, so essentially, if you want to master health, like I said, no more master of camouflage. Okay? We want to master health, we need to understand nutrition. Okay, so mastering nutrition is very simple. Well, it looks simple. Okay, so look at the slides here. Now, nutrition, what I call the golden triangle. Okay, now this golden triangle can be put into 3 different levels. The first level is what I call whole food, your foundation food. Well, it's your macronutrients that will give you your energies, and that will be your proteins, your fats, as well as your carbohydrates. All of these 3 plays an important role. I know a lot of people tend to vilify carbohydrates and sugars today. What I can say is that not all carbohydrates were made equal. And it's choosing, it's rediscovering food. So that's why I say it's back to basics, what we put in our mouths, right? So we need to understand proteins. Again, not just carbs. Proteins are not the same as well. You compare your Taiwan sausage or your luncheon meat with high quality proteins like chicken and all that, right? So it's about choosing high quality proteins, healthy fats, not like your santan roll, your pork belly and stuff, right? So it's about choosing high quality proteins, healthy fats, your avocados and all that. Yeah. And then what I term it as smart carbs, smart carbohydrates, carbohydrates with, low to medium glycemic index. Okay, glycemic index basically just means the release of sugar into your bloodstream so you don't spike insulin level, as basic as it is, okay? The second level is what I call the gap filler food. This is where it comes tricky. Now, it used to be, when I felt hungry in mid-morning, mid-afternoon, I felt greedy like a glutton, and I felt I shouldn't. Hold out more, hold out, 2 hours more is dinner, 2 hours more it's lunch, right? But guess what? Those are the gap filler foods that we miss. And people who are diabetics out there or are facing health issues, all doctors or dietitians will tell you the best way to eat is 5 small meals, right? Not 3 square meals, right? And that's essentially those 2 gap fillers that is the missing link. Yeah. Those were the missing link, that's it, right? And then the last layer is what I call the micro, which is your vitamins, mineral, and the most understated mineral, which is water that we all need. So now, like math, we study the formulas. Yes. Right? And then we can do problem solving. So life is problem solving because we have different phases in our lives. So this is basically the essential basic nutrition we need to understand. So I hope this really helps all of you to rediscover the food. Okay? With all the viruses and all the things that's going on, people think that, they are, weapons or whatever. But I think the weapon of mass destruction is really the fast food and all that's out there that's destroying our health. Absolutely, that's so well said. And I love this slide that you created and how you so simply explained it in less than a few minutes. You talked about the whole, I would say the language of food, and what do you put inside and exactly how do you choose the choices that you make. So one other thing I was going to add is that, with the calorie in, calorie out, right? Yes. People tend to think of that. But you see, not all foods will make equal enough food. Now, if you think back, what is food? Food is information for our body, yes, right? We need to nourish ourselves, right? So when we talk about calorie in, calorie out, so imagine 1,500 calories of soda and fast food, and you put 1,500 calories of broccoli, spinach, chicken breast. How can that be the same? Yeah, it talks to our body differently. Absolutely. So it's rediscovering food and understanding basic nutrition. Very powerful. That's very, very powerful. So we're looking at a set of items that are placed on the table. Maybe you would talk a little bit more about this. I will, and how it helps. Okay, so I need to show you the secret behind getting optimal health. And what is music to my ears? Back then it was not about optimal health. I didn't care about health back then. I just want to lose weight, So, but what is the secret of weight loss? And that would be blood. Okay, Zen essentially means balance, yes, right? Absolutely. So it's all about balance, and if we balance, the trick is this, guys. This is a slide you must remember and have it ingrained in your mind. If we can balance our blood sugars between 80 mg, and 120, you're in homeostasis. Wow. Our blood sugars are in homeostasis, right? Essentially, it means balance, which is Zen, yes, right? But what was music to my ears was not so much as balance. Like, okay, great, it's balance, right? But when your body and your blood sugars are in this level, your body starts to burn fat. Wow. Awesome. We want to burn fat, yes, right? Absolutely. How many skinny fats are there walking about when we see our friends who are slim and have heart attacks and all that, right? Okay, yes. So it's about the body learning to release fat. So some people say, okay, great, now I know this is balance. How will I ever know if I'm in this range? Yes. I'm not a scientist or I'm not diabetic, but I got a patch and I can read the what my blood sugar is, right? Well, it's very simple. Our body talks to us, but a lot of time our lifestyle and our fear of food, for me, example, we turn the mute button off so we don't hear our body talking to us. So we need to come back to that. So all of us have car. Well, not all of us, but we all have been in a car. Now if a car petrol drops, yes, it will signal to you that it needs to be filled up. Okay, so our body is the same. So when your blood sugar falls below 80, the body will talk to you. With a car, gas is low, the red light flickers. Your body is the same. They say a hungry man is an angry man. The red light is flickering. That's body talking to you, right? Or if you're craving, now you'll tend, if you're craving, when you're hungry, you're craving, you will, is most likely you crave for your cookie, something kaya toast, roti prata. Very unlikely you'll be craving for chicken breast or salad, right?
Fish,
yeah, and the reason, there's a science to it, guys. And the reason is because your body's first source of fuel is glucose. And that's why the pituitary gland will send you a message, give me that immediately. So that will give you a gauge that your fuel is low. And then when you overeat your carbs, or you eat your carbs, it will spike your insulin. So now the problem is that the pancreas will have to secrete additional insulin to balance your blood sugar. So tendency when you eat a very heavy carb, heavy lunch, you get this food, mental fog, brain, food coma, right? That's when your blood sugar crashes. And then the whole cycle happens again. So there's nothing balanced in your blood sugar levels. There's nothing balanced in your hormones because when you're low in your blood sugars, your pancreas will secrete glucagon. They will help you because your body is like catabolic, so breaking down fats as well as muscles to give you the secondary source of energy. And then you spike another hormone called insulin. The other problem with insulin is this. Insulin is a fat storage hormone. Oh my God. That was revelation, okay? So you want that. And then this becomes like this and becomes more like a Dow Jones index more than how your body, your endocrine, which is your hormones, or your blood sugar is. So we want to avoid that. So essentially the secret that I learned, that was the aha moment, the epiphany moment that Mark taught me was proteins, fats, and carbs every 3 hours. But why 3 hours? Very quickly, the next slide will tell you. Because now, if I were to tell anyone, like GN, tell Winston to drive from Singapore to Penang and back without topping up your fuel, is it possible? It's not possible. Exactly. So glucose is stored in our liver, and at maximum capacity, this tank can only hold about 120 grams of glucose or 480 calories, which will last you about 3 to 4 hours. After that, you will. And therefore, the second layer of nutrition, which is a gap filler for the mid-morning, mid-afternoon, it's not because I was greedy. It was because my body was talking to me, my fuel tank is low, I need to top up. And if I don't, my body will be in a catabolic zone, breaking down muscles. There's the next slide. So why are muscles so important? Because all of us want to burn fat. I mean, that was me. I want to look thin, I want to burn fat, I want to burn fat, I want to burn fat. Now, of all the different organs that we have in our body, can you make a guess which organ burns fat? It's our muscles. Wow. It's our muscles. Our muscles. Is what we need. Just look at this. Look at this. I never had that in 48 years. Okay. So muscles regulate our metabolism. I'll give you a quick analogy, right? If for every single year we have 100 tons of garbage to burn, and the incinerator does that, right? But with each passing year, the incinerator gets smaller, but the garbage doesn't. Will it not take a longer time at the end of 10 years to burn the same amount of garbage? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So as we age, a lot of people have told me, I myself the same thing, right? When I was 30, I could eat 2 bowls of rice. 40, 1 bowl of rice. Now, coming 50, right? I cook, smell, already fat. Yeah, they say, 呼吸都会发胖. And they think it's because of aging. Well, yes, aging slows down our metabolism. But it is our lifestyle and our lack of information, lack of right information that has led us to, slowly turn down our metabolism. But the good news is this. There is a way to reprogram your metabolism. Okay, so we need to build muscles because muscles are our friends. Okay, that's it. So the other thing is that your body has a fight or flight mechanism. If you keep eating 1 to 2 meals, which is most of us are guilty of, the lifestyle, your body is in like a starvation mode. It tends to store. So when that happens, the little food that you eat becomes stored as fat, because the body doesn't know when it's the next famine per se, and it begins to store as fat. So as we need ZEN Project 8, well, back to the same question now. So ZEN Project 8, why? Well, ZEN, I would say it's not purely products as is all shown here, but it's 3 parts to it. First is education, which you got some now, right? But it's not the be all and all. it's an education where you need to, number one, understand your body better, listen to your body, because all of us speak different, our body speaks differently with different challenges, different allergies, different etc. Right?
Yes.
Second part is the products, because the products comes in to fill the nutritional gaps, right? Like, meeting overruns is convenient, but it's not meant to be your reunion dinner, or it's not meant to be your dinner or lunch, but a meal gap for your mid-morning and mid-afternoon, right? And then the last part is the community. Why is it a community? Because all of us get life shows up, okay? Exam period, issues at home, festivities, weddings, Chinese New Year, all these, happen, right? But the community helps us to increase our education, motivates. Well, my community motivates me, sometimes whip me back, so we all need that because life shows up. So therefore, Zen is so amazing because it is a powerful and formidable combination of physiology and psychology. Because earlier on, we had a conversation with Jane. She asked me, how is it important, and I said, yeah, how does it change? Nothing changes when this doesn't change.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, awesome. So this think about community. I truly believe in community as well. Community acts as a catalyst for us. It not just empowers us to do something that we never thought possible,
yes,
but also spurs us to keep doing the things that we kind of find difficult when we are doing it alone.
Yes.
So I think that has made a huge difference for all of us who are in the community of Zen. So if you're interested to get into the Zen community, you can go into the Facebook group. Right, and then somebody would add you in, the administrator will add you in. But I think one of the things about this whole journey, as what Joanne has shared also, it's a work in progress. Yes. So you want to be on a journey with other people who are also believing for themselves, good health, one that as part of their lifestyle for themselves and their loved ones as well. So I want to ask one final question, right? And I think Joanne, have you actually shared about a little bit about the products itself? You want to talk about that first?
Okay, and I will. Let me just bring out some product. Okay, so while I'm bringing out the product fact sheet, let me just tell you that I was born in an era where protein powders only meant for PTs, bodybuilders. It's unheard of. My mom always told me, right, eat your meals and that's enough, right? Okay, so you see, this is about the eating science of Zen. Okay, so a lot of us, we think that we need to eat healthy, which is great. A lot of us go for the organic, but healthy without balance also means nothing. So in our Asian diets, we really are very carb heavy and we don't eat enough fiber. Okay, so now I'm going to show you that the staple that is called the Zen FUZE, which this has been fused into my lifestyle.
I like that part.
It's fused into my lifestyle, right? Okay, so this is a protein powder. Let me just share a little bit of my encounters with protein. So my kids, my 22-year-old son at 17 was very thin, so he wanted to bulk up, and he said, "Mom, can you buy me some protein powders?" I have no experience with protein powders, like I told you. So I went to a retail store and I was in my gym gear, right? And I asked the lady, sell me what would you recommend? Yeah. And she said, okay, you want chocolate or vanilla? Like I said, I'm not a milk person, so I said, okay, hang on, I don't know. So I made a call to my son, and then my son said chocolate. I said, okay. So I went back, and the lady asked, it wasn't for you? I said, no, it was for my son. And the question she asked me immediately was, so how old is he? And immediately I heard alarm bells. Why is there age restraint, or concern? So then she was talking about some stun the height and stuff. And my son isn't very tall. So I said, okay, hang on. I went back and I said, son, can we not do this till 23? Because boys grow to 23. Yeah. And I told him, most boys are concerned with the height as well. Yeah. So he said, okay, I'll hold on to it. Well, this amazing protein powder, it's not those kind of shakes, that is meant for people's conception is, you don't exercise the gym, forget about your protein shake, eat your meals, right? Well, this is not meant to be that. This was meant to be a meal. I won't call it a meal replacement. Again, I'm going to use the word nutritional gaps. This was meant to help you keep your fuel tank in check and stabilize, balance your blood sugar level so you don't spike insulin and store body fat. Okay, so this is amazing for 2 to 120. Okay? It is made from whey protein. Number one, it helps you balance your blood sugar. Now, this particular protein is the only protein, as I know today, that keeps you feeling full 2 hours longer, because it's now whey protein is number one, the best protein, but it's a fast-acting protein. So within 1 hour, you will feel hungry again because it's a fast-acting protein. So this is a proprietary blend called TrueCell, which is a hydrolyzed micellar casein. So it's the only protein powder that keeps you feeling full 2 hours longer. So the idea of the ZEN FUZE was to balance your blood sugar. It's a blood sugar balancer. But more importantly, it has 5 strains of probiotics. I mean, today we're all talking about health and probiotics and immune system, right? So this basically keeps your gut healthy. Okay, so you have the balance of probiotics and fiber. So apart from that, we don't eat enough fiber to keep your flora, bacteria healthy in your gut for good constipation and digestion, right? These gut bacteria needs fiber, and more fiber. So that helps as well. And the carbohydrates is only a mere 6 grams. So it gives a lot of, for me, I love it, a lot of opportunities for you to add berries and make smoothies and desserts, and just join the community. You see all the recipes there. It's amazing. I'm posting them, right? And all the rest. So that's FUZE for you.
All right. Okay.
The second product, which is ZEN Prime. Yeah, if you want to be the prime of your health, the name is so apt, okay? It's Prime, okay? To be the prime, okay? So first, apart, 99% of all our food goes through our liver, okay? So like they say, right? Like Mark always says, if you want to change your oil tank in your car, you don't change the filter. There's really no point in it, right? So we need to cleanse our liver. So basically, it helps to detoxify the liver. But apart from just that, right? Like I said, we all want a good immune system. But the stronger your digestion equals the stronger you metabolize, then the stronger your immune system. So what's the point of choosing the healthiest, most organic, balanced meal where you're not absorbing? Okay, so this has amazing plant-based enzymes to help you with your digestion. So I'm one of those. I don't have a rock solid digestive system because I wrecked my health over 3 decades. Of dieting. So this has really been my savior for water retention, bloating. This is amazing. So this is a product that I would recommend to do 8 weeks on, rest for 2 weeks, and 8 weeks on again. So yeah, you will feel 28, trust me. So this is and then the last product would be the Shape. And Shape, essentially, as it is, it's meant to help you sculpt your body, because we don't just want to be, I mean, previously in my mind, I want to be thin, okay? The catchphrase is you want to be lean, lean. That's the thing. So when people tell me today, are you on a diet? I say, no, I choose my health. Oh, you're thin. I'm not thin. I'm lean, because you want muscles to build and the body composition, like how we were when we were younger. Well, not exactly me when I was younger, but most young people have a better body composition. So Shape basically helps us, number one, to balance, rather not balance, but to increase insulin sensitivity. Number 2, to help the fat burning for sculpting, right? So this is an amazing product for those who want to really start to burn fat and sculpt your body and restore the weight that you once had, or for me, the weight that I never had. Exactly. So this has been amazing. Now, so how different ZEN Project 8? Now, ZEN Project 8.
Yes, for those of you who were on ZEN Project 8, which Joanne, earlier on, we mentioned she was actually part of the pilot program, so she was one of the ambassadors. But she saw a huge difference between these two, and she's going to just share with you what's the difference.
Okay, those of you who've been on the program, it's no difference. Well, it's taking the best. Like in school's curriculums, the same thing, right? Like tuition, you pick up the best and then you hold. It's the same thing, right? So ZEN 28 is picking up the best. Now, because ZEN Project 8 has 3 phases: the detox, to help you cleanse, then to ignite for 3 weeks, and then subsequently you thrive. Now, the Thrive phase introduces a lot of the regular food, the breads, and the healthier choice of breads and pastas, right? So now all of us have different health goals and health challenges. Some need to lose 3, some 13, some 30, right? So now if we need to lose 30 kilos, for example, we didn't get there in 3 months or 3 years. It took us a long time to get to that place where we need to lose 30 kilos. So in 3 weeks, it ain't gonna do that magic because it is about health, it's about understanding your body, right? It's not a magic pill. So ZEN 28 was created that, you just do the first 2 phases, the detox and AgainOnline, eating cleaner food, and then watching your portions and being more diligent in those 2 phases. Until you reach your goals, whatever they may be. They're all different for all of us, until you reach your health goals. It also kind of means that you have managed to reprogram your metabolism and your health and to restore your health to where it's supposed to be, and then you thrive. So you do this 28 days repeatedly until you achieve your health goals. But one other thing, although Prime helps your internal organs, to detoxify, ZEN 28 incorporates 3 more items, which is, this belongs to the main source of food. And then I talked about the vitamins, minerals, and water being essential for cellular health and for optimal health, because you want optimal health and then weight loss becomes a side effect, right? So 3 other products, which is the AMPM, which is fundamental for regeneration. And then we need the reserve for a defense, to reduce inflammation in our body, right? Because resveratrol helps in anti-inflammatory properties. Also, one more thing, Jian, I've had lots of people who eat healthy and balanced and don't lose weight.
Oh.
Yes. And the reason is because the body is fighting inflammation. And when you're inflamed, you also don't lose weight, because it means your hormones are not in check and the body is fighting inflammation with whole water, which is why when we knock ourselves, there's a bump, it's water, right? So a lot of things happen when your body's inflamed. So reserve helps to bring down inflammation that helps you cope to have better health. So that's 2. And the last thing is the Nara. So when you lose that weight, right, Nara takes care of the largest organ, which is your skin, because you want nice taut skin and not like, how you do extreme measures and then everything is sagging, right? So it takes care of the skin, and that's where you can really look and feel 28.
Wow, awesome. So I'm so excited because I think in this month alone, we're having something special as well for everyone who is wanting to get started on ZEN 28. So Joanne, will you share a little bit about that as well?
Okay, so this month is what I call the month that you must take action, not to buy the products, but to take action for your health.
Absolutely.
Okay, for your health. It's time, it's Mark's famous words, it's time to draw the line in the sand and say, today I make that decision. So because even if you don't, you can't say you don't know how, because you know how. Okay, so these are the products that we have. The first package, it is the detox package. Okay, so you can take a baby step. I always say 1%. Now, don't underestimate this 1%, because compounded is huge. So I always say never underestimate the 1%, okay? Because this is a 1% after 2 years. Okay?
I love that.
Okay, so there's a detox. Try it out. But for those of you who decide and say, no, I'm going to commit, and the 2 other packages, which is the ZEN Kickstart 30 days, as well as the larger package. And all these are attached with travel bonus. So you look your best, feel your best, and reward yourself to Korea. Yay!
Awesome. All right, one last thing before we bring on, someone to share a little bit.
Special guest,
yeah. But I want to actually, from your own perspective and how you've, because your journey has been a long one, from 16 to now, I can review your age.
49.
Now, right. So 16 to 49, that journey that you've gone through. And because you've been somebody that experienced what it's like to be on the other side, and now coming over, not just are you over that fence, but you have now become an advocate. And I want you to just share with everybody, how do you start to share with people about your own experience? And, if I wanted to share this with someone else and help them overcome whatever they're going through in terms of weight problems or health issues, how would you, from your perspective, share it with them?
Okay. I come from, I'm not sure if I share the same sentiments as most people out there. All my life, I've been searching for the magic solution to lose weight. So, and the difference is that I've done that journey. So whatever I say, people may not believe, because even my kids, when I first started this journey, would say, "Oh, Mom, so are you eating?" So what are you eating? My friends also like, so what can you eat? This is my birthday month and my friends call. They still do. So Joe, what can you eat? I said, I can eat anything because it's about the knowledge I know how to conduct and master my food, right? So I would say it all begins with you. Now, I want to say that, Zen started for a journey, you heard earlier, for me to fit into my cheongsam during Chinese New Year. It started with me. But today, it is now a global movement. Now, people are watching us, right? People are watching us. And I am such an advocate for health. I believe to be that we need to be the proof of the pudding. We can't do something where we don't even believe and we're not practicing that. And when people see I am living the best me. That's all I can say. And the first thing that people, when they have a Joanne encounter, it's mostly my energy levels. Yeah. And I never had that. It's the energy levels. And when you have that, and you live the life of a sensible diet, people watching that you're really eating, but you're maintaining, I think that is the proof of a healthy relationship with food, of a healthy, sustainable lifestyle that everyone can do, because it is not a diet. To me, diets are like a tightrope. Oh, you can't do this. Oh, you must eat within this time. Oh, I can't do this. But this is really, I call this, lastly, like a football field. It's a large playing room where you can all kinds of permutations of food and taking your health to the next level. But the education and the community becomes your corner man. And when you don't eat right or something, you know it, right? And then this little whistle, beep, offline, right? But life shows up. Guys, life shows up even for me. But with our education in the community, we know how to regain control and move on, because it's not about the diets and how you must, these diets that you fail them, but rather life shows up and we're all living a real life, and that's why the community is so important. And I keep telling people that keep with people. Again, the power of proximity, and keep with people who put their health first.
Absolutely. All right, awesome. So, really start to put people into the community. If you do not yet have the experience of it yourself, put them into a community that's already doing the things, all right, that these people are going to learn from, and they're going to experience, they're going to be, kind of like being accountable for. And also at the same time start to be a model for yourself, all right, that with good health and also having that knowledge. So I would encourage every one of you, today's training was amazing.
Can I just show, all of you, I need to salvage myself. I show you all the ugly pictures. Can I now show you how this work in progress happened? So this is my salvage picture. So some of you would have seen the earlier picture earlier on of my before. I was at the poolside, and my two kids, when they were young, they loved to be at the poolside. And like I said, also I'm a master of camouflage. So swimwear is something you can never master to camouflage because everything is out there. So what I want to say is that today, after understanding nutrition, going back to basics, I have rediscovered what body confidence actually means and feels like. So I want to just share with you that this is possible even at 49, 59, as long as you take control of your body and your nutrition. So this journey is not just about me, as I said. I want to show you another picture of this amazing person I've met along this journey. So I've been on this Zen journey for over 2 years. This particular person I want to share, I'm going to show you the picture right now. Yes. Okay, so you don't see her face here, but you shall see her now. This is my special guest. Hi, Caroline. Say hi to everyone. Okay, so this is Caroline and someone I met. So how long was it ago I met you, Caroline?
About almost 2 years, about now a year and a half.
About a year and a half ago. Okay, so Caroline's been on Zen for a year and a half ago. So this segment is called Real People, Real Stories. So it's not just about the ambassadors and the pilot people in this program, but real people and real stories. And I hope her story, she will be sharing with her heart, and I hope all of you will listen and see how this can touch and change your life. Okay, so Caroline, you've been on the journey for close to 2 years, right?
Yes. Correct.
Okay, so my question is, why did you come on the Zen journey?
I was fortunate. I think someone introduced me to this, and I haven't been able to lose weight for a long time, and I was thinking maybe there's this could be something that could benefit me.
So the reason for you to come on Zen was
to lose weight.
To lose weight.
Yeah.
Okay,
Vain,
this is
completely vain.
I won't say vain. I wouldn't say vain. I think it's also the body confidence, and we kind of hide behind our bodies, right?
Yes.
So it kind of, we don't shine as much. Okay, so then you met me.
Yes,
the friend introduced me. So I presented Zen to you, the whole science.
Mm-hmm.
So what was your take during the whole?
I have to admit the science made sense, but I think I didn't quite believe in myself, that I didn't have that motivation to stick to the plan that was presented by you. It seemed difficult at the time. Yeah.
Okay, so before Zen, have you ever tried any other weight loss, diet, program, pills, etc.?
Yes, of course. I think a lot of us have. I've tried slimming pills, and I was worried how it may have affected my body.
Yes.
Even recently, I've tried to be a vegetarian.
Oh.
And,
how did that work?
I think for a little while it did. But I think after a while it was unsustainable. We missed the meat. It didn't taste.
So this vegetarian
nice
journey was just you or the entire family?
It was just me. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you didn't see the results?
Not really. I mean, it was very short, and then after that, because I couldn't keep being vegetarian, I think I gave up, and I thought this is not going to work. I think I just have to accept that I find weight loss too hard. Keeping to a diet is too hard. Yeah.
And so you didn't try anything else after?
No, I gave up. Yes, I gave up.
Okay, so what was the trigger moment, and why? If you say you gave up on slimming pills and being vegetarians, and I'm sure you tried many others, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what was that one thing, that trigger point that you say that made the decision for you that, okay, I'm going to try this one last?
I think I did some reflection. I've been divorced for a while, and I felt that I was really sort of letting myself go, and I wasn't really being a good role model for my children.
Yes.
And unhealthy eating lifestyle is something that they were watching me do and naturally mimicking as well, because that's what the food was in at home. Whether those snacks, and we all kind of did that together, and that wasn't good for all of us.
Right. So you decided to come on to Zen. So
yes.
And tell everybody your results with Zen.
So in the first 8 weeks, because we talk about the 8-week program when it started about 2 years ago, I lost 8.8 kilos.
Wow. Has that ever happened in any of your other programs?
No, I think probably the most I've ever lost is 5, and then I put it all back on and more.
I always say all kinds of diets allow you to lose weight, but the problem is the minute you stop eating that way, living that particular lifestyle, you put whatever weight you've lost back on with interest.
Yes.
And I always say the loan shark's interest. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
And that was just the first 8 weeks. And then
this picture is amazing. I can't.
Yeah. So this is obviously recent. I would say maybe end of last year. So
what is the total weight loss for this whole journey?
The total weight loss has been 15 kilos.
Wow.
I've shared with you recently as well.
Yes.
The weight loss has slowed down, but the body fat loss has been still increasing. So that's been really a great achievement for me, because body fat's a lot harder to lose anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's one other thing you shared with me, your health challenge, right?
Yes.
Can you share with everybody listening in the whole change of your diet? How did it affect your health? Apart from the weight loss, which is so significant,
Mm-hmm.
right? How did it help you in your social life, your personal, your health,
yes.
and your outlook?
Okay. There's a few things. I think most of all was the increase in energy levels. I think I felt that I could do a lot more with my day, and that was really important with my kids and with work. I think also when I go out now, I'm more aware of the kind of food I should be eating. So even though I eat at restaurants or I go to people's houses for parties, I'm very aware of how I should choose what food to eat. And it's not like I can't enjoy myself.
Exactly.
It's just about the right portions, the right food,
the right balance, right?
Right balance, yeah.
So essentially, it's what's on our plate,
yes,
right? And
absolutely.
how we balance that. There's an intricate puzzle there that can be solved. Well, if you do the Zen, because the whole plan of Zen is to educate each and every one of you the basic food knowledge and how we put our plate, how we portion our plate, right?
So I think the biggest one I think is we talked about the emotional eating.
Yes.
And I was an emotional eater for a large part of maybe the last, 10 years maybe. Always eating whenever I felt down or was bored or for no reason, because I feel like I need to feed this like void. And I think now I see food in a different way a lot. And I think it is kind of linked to the moods I have as well. I used to, when I felt moody, I wanted to eat as well. And with the balancing of the blood sugar, I don't have these cravings that I used to have, like these mad cravings for food, unnecessary cravings for food.
Exactly. Yeah. So the amazing part that we don't even realize how food can affect our moods, our cravings, and everything, right? Okay. Now, can you lastly share with me, with everybody, about Nara, how it has helped you?
Oh, okay. So I guess I drink this every day right now because I first started off Zen. I had psoriasis. And
I remember the patch.
Yeah, so I just mostly in my scalp area.
Yes.
And if you're familiar with autoimmune diseases, it's one of them. It's called psoriasis. And basically, Zen mostly cleared up my psoriasis, the flakes.
Wow.
And
Zen and Nara.
Well, the first step was to actually
the detox, clean eating.
Clean eating.
Yes.
So Prime and Zen diet itself really helped me.
Okay, I'd like to put a stop to that. I liked this part when I asked her, was it Nara, and she corrected me by telling me what the products are.
Yeah.
Because it only shows that with the entire program, which is 1/3 is education, she has relearned her body, listening to her body and watching how the food talks to her body and how it affects her entire general well-being and her entire skin and health and energy levels. Isn't that right?
Yes, absolutely. And then I realized, okay, now that my psoriasis is under control, and because it has a very bad itch, so the flare-ups and the itch subsided.
Wow.
I said, okay, now it's time.
That's new to me as well, everyone.
I decided that it would be a good time to try and see whether I can clear the patches. And over time, I used to have really bad patches on my forehead, and now it's cleared up.
I remember.
Yeah, and I took actually two things, which is Nara and Reserve, which is
anti-inflammatory.
Anti-inflammatory.
Yes,
that's right.
That's so amazing. Oh, that's so awesome sharing. And every time I hear from Caroline and the people in the community, I mean, I learn something as well, and the most precious part for me is learning that how each individual is learning to rediscover not just food, but their bodies and what the body can tolerate, what the bodies cannot tolerate, so that they can optimize their food to optimize health. Okay, so I hope this has been a wonderful sharing for all of you. But one last question I want to ask, right? Since you said that vegetarian was a tough journey, pills, you had all these. So these 17 months, right? Has it been a breeze? Tell everybody, candidly, has it been easy all the 17 months?
I have to admit there were ups and downs.
So what helped you?
So very fortunate there has been a community of people with Zen.
A community?
Either through our WhatsApp group or through the Facebook group. There's always people around to keep you motivated, to answer questions, to help you when you feel that you can't continue keeping to it. But I think you're more motivated by the results, to be honest.
Yes.
I think once in a while you kind of like maybe get bored with with what you're eating, and people share their
Recipes and
their
the food porn.
So yeah, so I think getting inspired by other people was definitely a help to keep myself okay. I can keep
do
eating
this.
healthy, and I can keep variety in my diet and all that. So the community has been very important for me to stay motivated. And now I don't really need the community anymore because I'm already self-motivated. But I guess in the first or maybe 6 months or so, it was very helpful.
And I love the community because at first when we joined this community, we learned information, and then now it's almost like a giving back, right?
Absolutely.
Well, so that we always knew people, like I hope many of you will join us, and then people like my health champ, Caroline, will be there to answer your questions if you have, right? Now coming back to questions, we have an exciting time. I hope to kickstart some of you, your journey towards health, okay? So I hope that this entire session, this hour or so, has been helpful to you. But should you have any questions, do ask and type them in the text box in Zoom, right? I will read the questions, and the questions, I will choose several questions, and the best question gets to win a bag of FUZE or Nara. So come on, ask your questions and be on your way to a better you. Any questions? Let me see. You can text your questions. If you click onto participants, and you go to chat, and then you can actually text your questions. Any questions for Caroline, or any questions for me? Questions will get a bag of FUZE, and you get started on your way to Zen. No questions? I guess this has been an amazing, enriching time that people are just in shock of all the testimonies and the science behind it. Okay, what is the best Zen product for people who gym every day? I love this question. Well, there's this product that's not here. Well, for me, for gym, if you're asking specifically for gym, I would say the Zen Fit. Zen Fit is the amino acids, okay? So our liver only produces the non-essential amino acids, and those are the essential amino acids our body needs to combine to build muscles. So to me, that is like my Captain America shield. So the amino acid Zen Fit basically helps us to protect our muscles and to maintain our muscles. Okay, so I've had several people whose body type is ectomorph, and they don't build muscles easily. So when they take the Zen Fit, they really add up really nicely. I'm one of those people that I don't build muscles very easily because of, again, how I wrecked my health, how I ate, and how I didn't understand my body any better. So I could possibly be thin, but if you saw my earlier pictures, I was a bit loose, right? Loose, the muffin and lava. So for me to get muscles like this isn't the easiest, right? So Zen Fit, it's the best I would recommend to build your muscles and maintain them. Yeah. Okay, so who's this? We'll take a note. I love that question. A bag of FUZE, because Fit helps you in the gym, but FUZE balances your blood sugar. So amazing. I love that question. Okay. What do you suggest to sustain the weight? Well, for sustaining of weight, now I almost never judge a person's health status through weight in the sense of like 45 kilograms, 50 or 60. It's really your in-body measurement. So, and it's all about, now Zen, although it is a weight loss program, but essentially it is a optimizing health program, and the consequence is weight loss. So it's about reducing body fat, having a better body composition where it's more lean muscles. So it is, I love it because all of us, I mean, we're so fixated. I love this. Okay, this Zen question gets one bag of FUZE. Okay, all of us are so fixated with maintaining weight, the 45, 50. I have had so many people who are of ideal weight, 52, 53, but really high body fat. So it goes back to what we eat, what's on our plate, and balancing the body composition, and then the weight will be balanced. Okay, so that I hope answers your question. Okay, so we have 2 bags of FUZE now, right? Okay, so with regards to menopause, if you're going through menopause, your hormones are not regular, and this program can help balance and still lose weight. I would say in health, it's really about balance. And during menopause, of course, we have our different mood swings, our hormones are out of whack, and we have all these symptoms towards menopause. I can only say that Zen, now when you eat right, and you nourish your body right, and when you have all the vitamins and minerals and you can balance, especially your gut health, that will help you in the cause of coping better with your menopause, because it's a natural cause of aging, right? So that will help you balance your hormones better, your moods better, and especially so, you know, when you take AM/PM, that is because our autonomic system is sympathetic as well as parasympathetic. So when we don't have enough sleep, we get all edgy and no sleep. I always say, and I didn't say this today, even if you can balance your entire plate and eat healthy, one of the main missing link is sleep as well. So sleep also helps regulate our hormones, our cortisols, and everything else, right? So I would say that the entire, Zen 28, the complete package would be the FUZE, the Prime, and the Shape. That for your macros, and then the AM/PM, the Reserve, as well as NARA for the macro, so that you sleep better. Because with age, most of us in the afternoons we get this tiredness and lethargy, with no energy, and then at night we don't sleep as well, right? So that helps to balance our autonomic system. So yes, by eating right, watch the magic unfold in your life. That's all I can say. One thing I want to share is I had one person also who never had hormonal balance, so her menses was never regular, but with eating right, so from the time she was 14, she was never regular, but at 40, after about 13 to 14 months, eating right, balancing her entire hormones and blood sugars and health, balancing health, right? As 40, everything was on point. So, you know, we tend to underestimate how the balance of the plate and our micronutrients and macronutrients affect our entire general well-being. Okay, so I hope that helps. So that one bag of FUZE to help you. Okay. Can we take Zen FUZE as supper before we sleep? Absolutely. Okay, so the person who asked the question, can we take FUZE as supper before we sleep? Get a NARA for you to look good and feel the best. Okay. Yes. Most of us think that suppers are a no-no, right? Well, of course, if you're going to be eating nasi lemak and roti john, I mean, it's not something I would suggest, but try not to go to bed hungry as well. So about an hour or two before you go to bed, 1 scoop of FUZE is excellent for supper, and it's a perfect balance of proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. So I hope that helps. Okay. One more question is, can we take Shape alone if we're happy with our current weight? Okay, so Rex, can you take Shape alone? Now, all these products, so what I want to say is Zen Prime, Zen FUZE is something most of us need for always, because we need to balance our blood sugar levels. So that fills in the nutritional gaps, right? So Zen Shape was meant to help you lose body fat. So for Rex, 1 NARA. For Rex, you get 1 NARA. Okay, so so the Prime is for digestion, and now the Shape is really a performance product that help us to sculpt out and to burn fat. So we can stop taking Shape once we've achieved our ideal weight or in body composition or health. Okay, so Shape is one product that I would say once you hit your health goals, of weight, visceral fat, in-body fat, and your weight and your health, that is something that you can stop. But Zen has been like a meal filler, gap filler, and when our meetings overrun and we have no food, and this is my lifesaver. So Zen Fuse is something that I would say forever. Yeah. Okay. And is there one last question for one last Zen? Okay, autoimmune, can it help people with I presume that is vertigo. Okay, vertigo. Now vertigo is a totally different ball game altogether because it's about your balance in the ear. So many things can accrue to vertigo. Sometimes a huge impact, and the stones in the ear can come out, or sometimes there's actually a flap within the ear where the stones are, and this flap with age wears and tears, and these stones come out, and then it causes vertigo where you feel, I'm not sure if it's vertigo, but I won't answer this question until I know further information. Yes. Okay, so okay, I'm not too sure about, I need to Google this. I haven't heard of this, but I can come back to you on this, Mike and Tina. Yes, so for dialysis patients, this, I always say, check with your practitioner, your doctor, if this is suitable. But the way of eating Zen, I have helped people who are on dialysis, who are diabetic patients, type 2 diabetic patients are on Zen, and they're doing phenomenally well. Basically, because with the knowledge of how you balance your blood sugars and you contain your insulin, eating the right sequence. The right sequence would always, as Mark always says, drink your soup, take your vegetables, eat your protein, and then your carbohydrates, because carbohydrates is first digested in your mouth. So you don't want to spike insulin, especially for people who are type 2 diabetic patients on dialysis. You don't want to overspike your insulin. But eating the way of Zen is excellent. So one parting note is this. I have a lot of people asking me, is it right for patients who are this particular illness or that particular illness? And I always say, whether it's weight loss, to maintain weight, or illness, there really is only one way to eat. Although some of us will face health challenges, allergies, diseases, right? But essentially the way we eat should be the same. And that should be in the right portions of proteins, fats, and carbs, because our body needs those macros and those micros. So check with your doctors, show them the label, what the items are, and then with a sensible plan of eating healthy, your proteins, fats, and carbs combined with the Fuse is really excellent for your health. Okay, that gets the last Nara. So I hope this session has been really, really good for beneficial and enriching all of you. Should you have any other questions, go back to the person who brought you to this Zoom link, right? The person will be able to help you with further. And before I end, I'd like to tell you to really look at those packages and jump on it, because those are the really a phenomenal package price. And this was done predominantly for you to kickstart your health. So my parting note from me today is, remember something. Number one thing is, your first wealth is health. And with that, I say good night and God bless. Thank you so much, Caroline, for being with us today. Good night, everyone.
be, but not today. I'm awake and I choose to see that there's so much more to me. My time is here, I can feel it, it's in the air. It seems so clear to me, finally I'm aware that we can have all we want if we are prepared. It's time for me to stand up and share.
I won't stand still when I can't run. I will move to the beat of my own drum. And I know I'm not the only one. It's time for a generation young.
I'm reaching out, waiting here till you take my hand, so we can rise up together and make our stand. No one can stop us from doing what we have planned. Tell me, do you understand? Where you were born, where you came from, it's in the past. It's time to live every moment like it's the last. We are a part of the future, it's coming fast. It's coming fast. It's coming fast.